I ultimately had my ex-girlfriend arrested and sued her for everything she was worth. And it all started because she wanted to park her car in my garage. My story begins with a dream project, a 1967 Impala 4-door I bought back in February 2019. It wasn't just a car, it was a passion. A few months ago, I finally achieved another dream and bought my first house, complete with a 2.5-car garage that was perfect for the job. I immediately moved the Impala in and began the long process of a complete frame-off restoration. It was a beautiful, organized chaos. The car's body sat in one bay, the chassis in another, and every available inch of space was meticulously filled with parts, both old and new. About 2 months ago, my girlfriend, Chloe, came to live with me to ride out the ongoing crisis, and from the moment she moved in, she despised that car. Her main complaint was that she wanted to park in the garage. I pointed out that I owned 2 acres of land with plenty of nice, shady spots to park, and there was even room in the barn if she was that concerned about her car being inside. I told her, tough luck, it's my house, and it's not like I can just snap my fingers and put a car that's in 1,000 pieces back together. The real trouble started when I had to leave town for a few days for a business trip. When I returned, Chloe was a completely different person. She was all smiles, constantly cooking for me, doing all the chores, the whole 9 yards. At first, I thought she was just happy to have me home, but then a strange detail pricked at the back of my mind. I hadn't seen her car parked in its usual spot. Trying to keep things casual, I asked her where she'd parked so I could make sure to mow around it. "Oh, don't worry about it," she said with a bright smile. "I parked in the garage." A cold feeling started to creep up my spine. "How?" I asked. She just told me to go and see for myself. I walked to the garage, my heart pounding with a nameless dread. I opened the door, and the sight that greeted me stopped me in my tracks. It was empty, spotless. Both bays were completely clear. The body was gone. The chassis was gone. Every single nut, bolt, and part that I had carefully removed and organized was gone. It turns out that while I was away, Chloe had hired a crew to come to my house, load up everything related to my Impala, the drivetrain, the body, the chassis, all of it, and haul it away to the local dump and scrapyard. She had just erased over $11,000 I had invested in that car, not to mention countless hours of my life. I was absolutely dumbfounded, standing there in the silence of my empty garage. The shock quickly morphed into a cold, hard anger. I walked back inside and told her, calmly, that I was going to be taking her to court. She actually brushed it off, as if I were being dramatic over a minor inconvenience. Chloe genuinely didn't see the problem. To her, she had just cleaned up some junk. At that moment, she believed she had solved a simple problem, completely unaware that this single act of breathtaking arrogance would not only end our relationship but also lead to her own downfall. "It's over between us," I said, my voice flat. "Pack your things and get out." I was furious, but I channeled that anger into action. I immediately contacted a lawyer, with receipts for every dollar spent and crystal clear security camera footage of her letting the scrapyard guys in and supervising them as they hauled away my property. I knew I had a strong case. Predictably, her family and friends started blowing up my phone. They all had the same message: it was just a stupid old piece of junk. She couldn't possibly pay back that much money, and I should just be a man and let it go. Her mother called me personally, screaming that I was ruining her daughter's life over a stupid car. I told her calmly, she ruined her own life, and hung up. As one commenter later perfectly articulated, how could she possibly expect any other outcome? Did she think I'd say, "Oh, yeah, you completely destroyed my passion project while also causing a considerable financial loss, but at least your car is in the garage"? She wasn't just disrespectful, she was dangerously naive. Following the advice of many, I went down to the police station. After presenting my evidence, the receipts, the title in my name, and the damning security footage, I filed an official report against her for grand larceny and grand theft auto. The police assured me they would be in contact with all 3 parties, me, my now ex-girlfriend, and the junkyard. There was a faint hope they might be able to recover some of it, but I wasn't optimistic. All I could do was wait. Then, I got the call. A huge update. They found my goddamn car. The police had arrived at the junkyard to question the owners, and they stumbled right into the middle of a cover-up. My Impala was literally on a forklift. In the process of being hidden on top of a pile of crushed cars, which was itself hidden behind other massive piles of scrap. The junkyard guys claimed it was theirs and that they had the title, but of course, they couldn't produce one. When the police matched the VIN on my title to the VINs on the chassis and body, it was game over. At least one person from the yard was arrested on the spot. The police also told me they were launching a larger investigation into the junkyard for potentially trafficking in other stolen vehicles. They hadn't managed to get in contact with Chloe yet, but they were actively trying. I was just so unbelievably relieved. Luckily, I had taken hundreds of photos documenting the entire teardown process, so I have a detailed visual inventory to prove which of the loose parts are mine. The police are holding the car as evidence for now, but I've been assured I will get it back eventually. This whole ordeal revealed Chloe's greatest fatal flaw, a profound sense of entitlement and a complete inability to comprehend that her actions could have severe, life-altering consequences. She didn't just dislike my hobby, she felt she had the right to physically destroy it because it inconvenienced her. As another person wisely commented, it was like she sold my dog while I was away simply because she didn't like it. This story is a powerful lesson in standing your ground and a stark reminder that a lack of respect for a partner's passions and property is a deal-breaker that can have devastating consequences. So, what do you think? Was I right to pursue both criminal charges and a civil lawsuit, or should I have stopped at just one? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below.